Yo, check it, got that new fire straight from the underground. What you need? This that real hip hop.
All right, man. So I found Neil Brennan as a comedian, and apparently he has like a podcast of some sort. So we got to check this out. Neil Brennan with W. Kwamu Bell on racism in the South versus the North. This should be pretty good because I've lived in both. Let's check it out.
Hey, before you watch this thing, hit subscribe, would you? You live in Berkeley?
I live in Oakland.
Same.
Yeah.
Oakland.
Yeah,
Got it. Even blacker.
Yeah. Well, we were in Berkeley, but now we're in Oakland. We've been in Oakland for a while.
Did Oakland like court you to come and live in?
No. I wanted to live in Oakland. I when I moved to the Bay Area in '97, I started in Oakland. Then I lived all over in San Francisco for a long time. But I got 3 mixed race kids, so Oakland is kind of the mixed race kid capital of the world.
I can only imagine. What are the stats on it? Are there any stats? Do they keep stats?
I don't know why we would keep stats because they're reproducing quite quickly. So yeah, no, it's like my kid goes to a school where it's like 50% kids of color, but most of those kids are mixed. So it's so it's funny. It's like, oh, it's a lot of people of color, and you're like, oh, but there's not that many regular black people. Like they're just yeah. So it actually sort of starts to go like, oh, she needs to be around regular black people.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, that's one of your blocks. Is what's a regular black person?
Well,
what is that?
I think if you are a mixed kid and you only grew up around, and first of all, let's be clear, I'm happy that my daughter has other mixed kids around her, and one of her best friends is mixed, but they're not even mixed in the same way. So it's like, I think there's a mixed experience that I'm happy that she's able to discuss with other kids who are mixed. But then there's also just like black people,
right?
Just like who aren't mixed and aren't thinking about being mixed and maybe some of them aren't that excited about mixed people. You need to.
Do you have brothers and sisters that are that have black children?
I'm an only child.
Oh,
yeah.
So cousins? Wow. Is there any sort of immersion program you can bring them to?
Well, the immersion program is that my dad lives in Mobile, Alabama. So
Say no more.
Every time we go to Mobile, Alabama, I give them like a speech of like, all right,
look,
we're about to go to Mobile, Alabama.
We're traveling back in time.
And I'm like, there are going to be 80-year-old black women who you've never met before who are going to say they've known you since you were a baby. And you're just going to have to be like, uh-huh.
And then that happens?
Yeah, you just have to accept it. They're going to be like, oh, I saw you when you never met this person before. And and every woman is going to hug and kiss you. And I know we talk about bodily autonomy and
you're waving it.
Yeah, over black. There's going to be a lot of black women who are going to hug and kiss you, who are going to tell you they're your aunt. They may or may not be your aunt. But
this right here is it's funny because that happens a lot, way more than people think.
But you need to sort of like be around this.
Well, this raises an interesting question about bodily autonomy. Do you think if you're dealing with an older black woman, that there is something to just saying bodily autonomy is overrated, and like there's no way she doesn't mean well?
No, for sure. Yeah.
I get it. This bodily autonomy thing is a new thing, and it's not I'm saying it's new because it is new. It is new. Within like, let's say early 2000s, it's you're allowed to say, no, please don't touch me. And we teach our kids that, right? But we're saying you can say that to family members and people at church. And you know how people at church are. If you ever been to church, they want to hug you. And you can say, no, that's okay. I teach my son that all the time. I did not like being touched as a kid. I did not. Don't hug me. Don't touch me. Just don't do it. But as a kid, as a black kid, you tell someone not to touch you or don't hug you, and it's automatically an issue. So I had to get over it, per se, when it came to dealing with certain situations like this. Yeah, it kind of does go out the window. But now, that leads to things, or it can lead to things. And because the child feels as though they can't say anything about someone touching them, who knows? You see what I'm saying? So for me and mine, yes, no, we're not doing that. If you don't want anyone to hug you, extend your hand and say that this is okay if you're okay with that. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. No one has to touch you. They don't have to. And if they touch you without you wanting to be touched, then we have a problem. Period. There's no gray area for that. Not for me. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you come from. None of that matters. Don't touch my son if he says he doesn't want to be touched, and don't touch me if I say I don't want to be touched. Period. I know people make excuses for people all the time, but I'm not allowing that.
I mean, I don't think I would say bodily autonomy is overrated to my 6-year-old. That seems like outside of what. But I do say they are going to want to hug you and kiss you. Just I want you to know that so that you can have that in you. And then there are going to be times where they're going to literally be like, "Come here, baby," like a thing that doesn't happen. "Come here, give me up."
Yeah.
And I want you to be prepared for that. I'm not going to tell you how to handle it, but I just want you to know that's going to happen. And these are people who. And this is the thing I tell. These are people who love you even though they've never met you. Like they have an investment in your future.
Yeah.
They're going to tell people they saw you. If you ever pop up in a newspaper article because you
they're going to send it to 10 people.
Exactly. Like these are your people, and so I want you to be prepared for your people. So just to build the context so that like because in Oakland, if some black woman they don't know comes up and hugs them, it might be a little bit strange because this is not the same as the South. It's not totally different. There are certainly black women who will hug you in Oakland. I want to be clear about that. But the South, it's just very concentrated, which is why I'm glad.
And do you think it's a good thing to have in their diet?
100%. Yeah. I think that I think that every American should spend some time in the South because I think a lot of us sort of like, even comics, we play the club, but you don't actually hang out. So for me, I've been going to Mobile since I was a kid, and I think it I think it explains a lot of my life, why I sort of am able to move around a lot and be in a lot of different places, because I was going from like Boston to Mobile, and those are two very different and very similar places.
Very different.
With
Mobile's
weird accents.
different.
And I sort of got to understand that like America's a lot of different things, and I think that like, especially with black people, most black people in this country live in the South.
What is there's a saying about basically northern racism and southern racism. It's like in the South, they want black people to be seen.
There's different versions of it, but there's like in the North, they don't care how high you get as long as you don't get too close. In the South, they don't care how close you get as long as you don't get too high.
Right.
So the idea being.
What? We're going to have to run that back.
There's different versions of it, but there's like in the North, they don't care how high you get as long as you don't get too close. In the South, they don't care how close you get as long as you don't get too high.
Right.
So the idea being that in the North, you can be a black doctor, but don't move into my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Whereas in the South, they're like, I'd rather you live next to me than be a black doctor.
You can move in.
Yeah, you can move in.
Just don't go to med school.
Also it's a legacy of like enslavement. Like white people in the South are used to black people in a way that white people in the North are not used to black people.
Still getting used to it.
Yeah, still getting
work.
Not still getting used to it.
Working it out 140 years later.
Working out these
I don't know. This
kinks.
is like a thing I learned because I was working on projects about schools. Overwhelmingly, integration went better in the South than it went in places like Boston. Like school integration. Because black and white people in the South are more used to being around each other.
Right.
So there's
black and white people in the South are used to being around each other because there's an understanding between black people and white people. Now, hear me clearly. The understanding is that there is a slight chance of there being some sort of racist underlining coming from a black person or coming from a white person. There's a chance for it. It's not all the time, and a lot of people don't bank on that being the case all the time. But in the South, we understand we're in the South. We have that understanding. So we know there's a strong possibility for it. You're not going to like me just because I'm black. Not because of how I speak, because you haven't spoken to me. Not because of the things I believe, because we haven't had that conversation. Just because I look this way and I might dress a little hip-hop-ish, you might not like me. I have that understanding. I'm okay with that, though, because if you were to ever interact with me, that always gets changed. That opinion goes out the window immediately because I'm versatile. I was born in the North, raised in the North. And yes, they will teach you and give you everything. The education system in the North is a little bit different because they don't hold anything back. They give you everything. They want you to be great. But be great and be great, wherever you want to be great. But just leave this for us. If we have this little town, leave this for us. Can we just have this, please? It's like that. It's not that they don't want you to be great. Just be great over there. In the South, It's not that they don't want you to be great. You just typically don't strive to be better than what you are down here because you're trapped in this mind state of this is good enough. This is okay. People look at the South and say the South is slow. They're not talking about black people or white people. They're saying everyone in the South is slow. No, it's just a level of contentment. We're good. We know how to get what we get and be okay with that. That doesn't mean we're less than. We're just not reaching for the stars. It's a mindset. I work, I go to work, I have a home, I pay my bills, I have a car, I got dogs, I have my kid, everyone's okay. I'm okay with these things, and those things are checked off every day. Boom, things are good. God, thank you. He gives me a little bread to eat, and we continue on with our lives. In the South, it's just different. It's just different. Contentment, being okay with what it is and where you are. That's a thing. It doesn't mean you can't strive for more. It's just 9 times out of 10 you won't because the people around you aren't. And if they're okay with it, you kind of fall into that and you're just like, well, all right, cool. Well, this is what we do. No, it's not what we do. Always strive to be better. At least for me, that's my thing. The mentality is always strive to be better. That's why taking it to a point that some people can still hold on to. Yeah, man, I think the racism in the South versus the North is it is different, but it's there. And he is right. Like there were white people in the North who didn't care for black people, but they didn't care in the way that the South cared. They just wanted them to stay over there. Wherever they are, let them be over there. Don't let them come over here. Have you ever been to the Hamptons on Long Island? Clear definition. Long Island itself is viewed as white, but the Hamptons is on the far end of Long Island. That's where the money is. That's where the typical white people are. There's black people out there, don't get me wrong. But you see what I'm saying? That's where they are. The other side, Suffolk County, Nassau County, things like that, that's where the black people are. Stay over there. We'll stay over here. You can enjoy this strip of land, just stay on that side. For those of you who don't know, Brooklyn is on Long Island. It's just connected to New York by a bridge. That's why Manhattan is right where it is. Like it's a thing. It's a big thing. But I don't know. I'll let them finish and we can wrap this
Certainly
up.
our stories, but just generally, it went way worse in Boston than it went in
But
lots of
like
places.
more lynchings are in the South than the North, correct?
Sure, yeah, no, I'm not talking about like violent. Like there's a legacy of lynchings in the South, and but we don't in the North they weren't lynchings; they were just police brutality. So it just is a different name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad we started with the fun stuff.
God bless.
So 1,000%, man. 1,000%. I am I think that the South and the North, everyone has a little bit of racism somewhere in the world, right? Everyone does. I believe it's stupid, but I know it's there. I don't live my life according to trying to prove white people wrong. I try to prove myself wrong on the things that I feel that I'm not as good on, if that makes sense. I'm not great with editing videos, but I try every freaking day to do better. Trying to incorporate more things, do different things all the time just to get better at it. And if I do better, then I feel like I did something good. A lot of people just they need something to hold on to, and skin color is like the easiest thing to do that with. So saying because I'm black or saying because I'm white or saying because I'm Mexican or saying because I'm from El Salvador or I'm Asian, I'm Japanese, like saying these things gives you a base to work with. You don't have to go into any further detail about anything. I don't believe that. To be honest, I am a beautiful chocolate man. I don't know what makes me up. I don't know my genetics. I don't know that. And for a long time, I just would say I'm black. Because so what if I am? I'm brown. So what if I am? I'm red. So what if I am? And yes, I am all of those things. 100%. Summertime, I get red. Yes, like a Native American would. I don't really know what stirs the pot for most people, but when it comes to race, it's I'm not gonna say I don't care. I just don't live by it. Like I don't live like that's the only way. I know it's there, but I also know being a better person kind of puts you ahead of that, no matter what's going on. So just be a better person. Period. Show love to the channel, man. It definitely can be used. Show love to one another, because why not? Just continue to have a way better day, man. Peace.
Perfect.